going on, y'all? We got a few topics today, but first, let's talk about Hasan still going after Ethan Klein. And apparently he's using the whole woman angle.
Women are incapable of making up their own minds and making their own decisions. They must have a sexual desire behind why they believe certain things, you know, why they advocate for certain things. I think one of the craziest aspects of all of this is that there are still like some poop soldiers that are of the female variety. There are women in that community, and that's so shocking to me. But then again, I remember how much of the shade room style T channels are actually perpetuating misogyny, internalized misogyny to an audience that has a lot of internalized misogyny itself, that they just can't see themselves. Even if a lot of these women have been victim to similar types of misogyny, stalkerish behavior, obsessive behavior like this from men, they can't understand that like they're engaging and participating in a similar thing that they've themselves been victim to when it's a ordained enemy of their favorite podcast, I guess.
Word, son? Hasan's like the protector of all women now? For real?
Back fear Epcot looking thing in the back of like the house that P. Diddy was renting for his and was throwing after parties at Coachella. One of the images that they were playing was like this little girl, this like supposedly attractive, very young girl.
It's the same guy that was getting pictures from his young fans on Snapchat.
Okay, all of these are dudes now. I used to exclusively get fucking like titty pics and shit.
The same guy to be thrusting towards female streamers. That's the Hasan we talking about?
He came in, he said, "You can see my dick in this." And I said, "Hasan, I'm not looking." And then he proceeded to hump the air and he said, "Look." And I said, "I'm not looking."
That's crass.
And just for more context, let's play a clip of the woman in question, the Taylor chick.
I think with Hasan, he's unreasonably good looking and like cool and dresses cool.
Tell me about it.
Do you know what I mean? He is
hot,
very attractive and very cool and genuinely a good person too, I will say.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear that she has an extreme bias and she's Team Hasan. For whatever reason, I don't care what you say. But now let's talk about Hasan threatening to try to go after another channel. Same way that he was criticizing Ethan Klein for, right?
Dude, I sued Boner Box openly in an effort to financially put him underwater. And I basically found like a copyright reason to do so, right? And I just fucking openly sued him and I made him do an apology in the process. Do you think people would be talking about how based it is? Do you think that, people would be...
The difference is, you fucking hypocritical retard, is first of all, I react pretty aggressively to everything that you say. Like for every 5 seconds you talk, I'll talk for like a minute about how stupid you are. And second of all, I don't lie about you. I don't do, like, again, if I literally said, "Oh yeah, let's just steal a bunch of Hasan content and do a shitty ass react," and you sued me, then it's like, what grounds would I have to complain about that? Like I've clearly around and I'm in the most obvious way. And if I find out, well, me, I guess like, that would be a real shame. But what could I say? Like,
yeah, that's nasty work. Ethan Klein actually has a legitimate reason to sue these people. They were blatantly trying to steal from him. Hasan does not have a proper reason to be suing anybody.
As far as like any other underlying pretext for you to have like a spiteful or like to have a vendetta against me, dude, I don't lie about you. And I literally have DMs. I have DMs with Hasan where he hasn't responded to this last one, but I literally said like, yeah, if I ever say anything to you, because I was correcting him something he was saying about me a year ago. And I said like, hey, if you ever see me saying anything about you that you think is out of context or unfair or dishonest, just tell me. Like, I'll correct it if you show me context or if you say why I got something wrong. I'll do that because I'm not you. I'm not like you. We are different people. I'm an honest person. You are a lying, frat, hyper-consumerist, desperate to simp for the state of China whilst enjoying all the benefits of freedom living in the United States. LARPing, right? Is that okay? Is that a big enough difference? Also, you're a spoiled.
As much as Hasan slanders people on a daily basis, the fact that he would even have the nerve to say something like this is crazy. Like, what? What if everyone sued you? How about that? What if everyone sued you at the same time? Nasty work. Asmongold responded to Hasan crying about why people don't defend him against Ethan Klein.
The reason why nobody else got involved is because Ethan was completely in the right. That's the reason why nobody got involved, is that any rational, reasonable person would look at Ethan filing those lawsuits and then these three women going out and saying, we're doing this so he doesn't make money, as the most bad faith form of reacting, re-uploading, and content creation there could possibly be. It was evident, obvious, and undeniable. The only people that are defending them are people that will not even consider that fact. I actually think that Hasan is generally not the worst actor, but Hasan empowers a lot of extremely bad actors. Like some of the worst actors on the internet, Hasan regularly platforms and promotes them and interacts with them on social media. Like there was a time that, for example, there was a person that came up to Ethan and Hila, that's his wife, that, like randomly in public and started harassing them and making them say free Palestine. And then Hasan is gassing this person up. And then at the same time, he's crashing out when people laugh at a person showing a photo of Kaya next to him when he took a photo in Ireland. Make it make sense.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, what is your stance on Palestine?
I love it.
You love Palestine?
Yeah.
You went to Israel, though. You support Netanyahu.
No, I don't.
You were in the IDF. Wait, hold on. You were in the West Bank. You used to go in people's houses in the middle of the night?
No. She was a secretary.
I was a secretary.
Hasan and his crew was dead wrong. I don't care what nobody says. I know a lot of his fans are gonna be all in my comment section defending him and saying that he was right. You crazy. But you have your right to have your opinion. I ain't gonna take that away from you. Not at all. Speaking of Hasan orbiters, his orbiter, Brogan, she came out recently and defended Hasan. Actually was saying how Hasan is giving her money and how she's like employed by him doing production work. Hasan ain't employing nobody.
I do production work for some streamers. I'm going to make this clear, and it's like so pathetic that people want to bring Hasan into every thing. I haven't like sat down and modded for Hasan in forever. My role for Hasan at this point and for like the last few years has been production work. I give him ideas and I produce the streams, and whether it be like, something like Chad Vice or like the interviews I've done for him before or like the basketball event, that is my scope of work I do for Hasan. And Hasan pays me very well. He pays me very, very well. The Dearborn ship. So yeah, it's not like I'm sitting there to like modding in his chat like other people do. I don't do that. I do the production work.
Producer. Yeah, okay. You producing not a damn thing. Like, in all honesty, if you were being paid so well to be doing production for Hasan, why was you crying on stream the other day? Why was you begging your chat to pay your bills? That don't make no sense. Speaking of people that don't make no sense that orbit around Hasan, Denims apparently accepted the offer to go and speak to Caleb, the dude that be doing the financial advice and doing a funny way of yelling at people. I don't know why I think that's hilarious. The way he yells at people is hilarious.
Colin, my DMs are open, and then I responded to that. Nice heart. That's because I have a crush on her because she's one of the hottest women ever created in the history of the internet, and oh my goodness. She's stunning. Reached out. I hope we can have a decent, genuine conversation surrounding systemic issues versus personal choices. Personal choices is something we advocate for a lot on financial audit. Systemic issues is what she kind of focuses on in her stuff. So I sent her a DM. Not going to share the DMs. I like to keep DMs private, as it should be. Listen, I've kind of reassessed how I want to go about the live channel. Honestly, the Denims reaction, I like that. And I think it was totally valid. You come after me, I don't lay down. I go after people. Unless it's not unless it's like not going to actually benefit me in any way, but it was nice to do. It felt good. I want to go after it, and she came after us in what I thought was kind of a bad faith way of not really understanding the show. So maybe on the 30th. But she's been nothing but gracious and actually very nice and still incredibly hot in the DMs back and forth. And I want to respect her for that. And I will get her consent to or not to call her hot when we talk as well. So if I do, it's because I directly asked her and got consent. Because fuck, those are really nice.
Yeah, she's very pretty. She's very pretty, and
which the audience disagreed with on the VOD we uploaded, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know why he hyping her up so much. Like the way that he described her, I went in and checked. I had to make sure I wasn't tripping. Like, let me go look up what denims look like. I was pretty disappointed. I ain't going front. Yeah, it wasn't nothing super special. Speaking of people that's not super special, Hasan and his uncle, Chunky Yogurt, decided to talk about politics recently.
Because I find socially regressive politics to be, and reactionary politics to be, a distraction, and that anyone that does that to any degree is inherently reactionary and deliberately doing this because they want to move people's attention and focus away from the material inequities that they are facing and away from a steadfast approach to dealing with those problems. That is the reason why it's very easy for me to say all right-wingers in general are grifters, and even that moderation that they're engaging with is them simply reading the room and recognizing that they have to offer some kind of what you call populism, some kind of left-wing material solutions.
Let me say two things.
Some of which do it because they want to maintain their popularity. Some of which do it because they have a higher degree of priority for like fomenting nationalistic sentiment. And they think this is the most effective way of doing it. I mean, Adolf Hitler was in charge of the National Socialist Party, right? Because at the time, socialism was a very popular movement. At a time when liberalism was failing, just as it is now, fascist movements were presenting themselves as revolutionary movements or an alternative to socialism that wasn't as scary. In Mussolini's Italy, it was bringing about a synthesis, as he would call it, of socialist sentiment, but also protecting the petite bourgeoisie.
Okay, all right. Enough of that bullcrap. Enough of that. Why do people even listen to Hasan for anything, let alone a political opinion? Imagine that. I wouldn't listen to him for nothing. Not even a recommendation on what to eat today. It's just going to be bad as hell. It ain't going to make no sense. He's going to randomly start talking about Israel for like 20 minutes. Like, yeah, I don't trust anything Hasan or Chunky Yogurt, his uncle, has to say. Not even a little bit, right? And speaking of other grifters that we shouldn't trust when they have anything to say because they don't have nothing to say, let's talk about the whole Ethan Klein and Taylor Lorenz thing. Ethan Klein spoke about it on live stream recently.
So she doxes this random Twitter user. Blank is a marketing associate at Blank Health. So she gives this random person's name and work, employer, a healthcare company, but she spends her days abusing disabled people. She's referring to herself, by the way, as disabled. Yeah, sit on that for a minute. Spends her day abusing disabled people and calling for disabled people to be killed, including a high-profile journalist. So you're a high-profile journalist. I hope disabled people realize what companies like Blank Health facilitate. So she's accused this person for this joke of abusing and calling for them to be killed. Now, just a reminder, this person said, "Can someone just cough on Taylor Lorenz already and put us out of our misery?" And her response was, "This person's trying to get me killed. I'm tagging their work and their name." The fact that a bigot like Blank can openly call for a disabled journalist. Girl, stop calling yourself the fact that a bigot like Blank can openly call for a disabled journalist to be killed while doing healthcare comms for a company like Blank Health is so disturbing. I hope disabled people can communicate the danger people like her pose. She's begging for people to get them fired.
Oh yeah, she nasty. That's nasty as hell. Like, what kind of crazy person? You know she down with the Hasan crew. You know damn well the way she acted, that sound right up their alley.
She's of course retweeting herself, Ethan's attic. Misogynist Ethan Klein continues to mock Taylor Lorenz's health condition. I have Tourette's and all your friends say I'm on drugs, so I'm actually disabled. Ableist. Where's my disabled placard? All you have to do is wear a mask. Loser. Long COVID doesn't make you disabled. So hold on. Misogynist Ethan Klein continues to mock Taylor Lorenz's health condition after promoting a tweet asking for someone to cough on her in an attempt to kill her. Ethan thinks death threats are funny as long as they aren't directed to him. Now, nobody, Taylor, you are talking to yourself, but are you actually convincing anyone that making fun of someone coughing on you is a death threat? Ethan Klein encourages his fan to cough on me, knowing I'm severely immunocompromised and sick. There's so many of us dealing with health issues, cancer treatment, chemo. Girl, you do not have cancer. You are not in chemo. You wear an N95 mask outside. That's it. You're just a little cautious. That doesn't mean you have cancer. And it's disgusting that Ethan Klein is excited by the idea of his fans killing or harming people like us. What the fuck are you talking about? She's deranged, dude. It's crazy. She continues, Ethan Klein relishes in harming cancer patients? Do you have cancer? People going through chemo, getting immunosuppressive therapy, dealing with health issues, trying to survive after organ transplants. He thinks his fans should kill them. Fighting for our lives every day. It's sick. Taylor, are you going through chemo? Have you got an organ transplant? Or are you just someone who walks around cautious with an N95 mask? We already have a barbaric medical system that dehumanizes those of us who are sick. It's already a fight to stay alive and keep working. Massive medical bills. And this YouTuber lives in a $10 million mansion, jealous of why you really keep tabs on my personal life. Spends all day harassing and abusing women and the disabled. Girl, you are a lunatic.
You need to leave those women with cancer alone, Ethan.
So let me get this straight. She's a high profile. These are all things she said about herself. She's a young girl. She's a high profile disabled journalist. And she said, I don't know what she's going through, right? But she's compared herself to people going through cancer, chemotherapy, and organ transplant recipients.
Today I feel disabled.
You know, as far as I know, she has long COVID and wears a mask out of an abundance of caution.
Yeah, that sounds nuts. That sounds insane. It sounds like she's just trying to make up a bunch of things to use as shields so you can never criticize her or call out. She'd be like, I got this and this and this. She got everything. But tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Hit the like button. Share the video as well. Watch the video that I did yesterday. I'm trying to do these every day. You know, subscribe, hit the notifications, all that stuff. And if you want to watch me live stream, subscribe to my BX Beast Boy live channel and check out my music. I sing